Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show match. Apologies for the volume problems there. I don't know what's with your Skype today, Apollo. It's disconnected you about 4 times already, and it's screwing with the sound levels, so we're trying our best to resolve that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm in Sweden, man. I have internet. I don't know what's wrong with Skype. So,
your internet's basically made of pure gold.
It is. So I don't know what's wrong with that. But hopefully it should be able to stabilize. Silly Skype.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why that would be. Silly Skype indeed. Oh well, we shall proceed as best we can. DeMuslim's going to change his colour. I'm going to strangle Ben the next time I see him, I tell you.
Purple, the colour of win, currently. And BlinG says cheekily in the chat, just behind orange, as BlinG does take that game number 1. And TotalBiscuit, next map choice here by DeMuslim, another big open map, and another map he likes to use, that opening we saw previously, where he's been displaying this a lot on his stream recently, where he takes 1 gas and relies a lot more on Marines, and just a few simple upgrades like Combat Shield and Stim, which are very cheap upgrades, and you only need 1 gas to do it, and then he'll tech up once he has a very strong economy and 3 command centers up. But BlinG, man, just playing so powerful, scouting all over the place. The harassment with warp prisms, not only the harassment, but including them into the fights was just, so unique to that game, and it just made it so special, and he managed to take that win.
Yeah, loving the warp prisms there, loving the positioning of the High Templar as a direct result as well. The fact that he was able to deploy storms to the greatest effect. Those were some of the best, meatiest, and most damaging storms I've seen in a long time, honestly. So I am intrigued to see what he's able to do with that in future. I'm also intrigued to see what DeMuslim decides to do in order to adjust his tactics in this particular matchup. So I believe these guys are ready to go. DeMuslim has once again decided to change his color, so please ignore the scoreboard for a few seconds while I muck about with it in game. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to this one. BlinG currently leads 1 game in this best of 9 series.
Indeed, and he really does, well, DeMuslim really does have to change something up in this next game. Is it drops? I mean, drops is a very viable option, which he's very, well, he used to be, such a drop-heavy player, but we saw a 0, not even 1 drop in that game, which allowed BlinG to macro so solidly, and he just never looked behind in that game, really. Only a couple of bad engagements from BlinG, but that's always been one of his weaknesses as a Protoss player.
Yeah, he's had issues with that in the past, certainly. We'll be seeing as to whether or not he can clean that up. TotalBiscuit is an interesting map when it comes to actually choosing where your engagements are. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it does not. There are lots of open places where you can engage in the center of the map, but also around the natural, for instance, there are these wide choked off areas that are very easy to filter zealots and things like that into, so that's something to be concerned with. Alright, in the orange trunks, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Dignitas.BlinG. He is playing Protoss to the southwest of the TotalBiscuit versus his opponent in the purple. No, you're not going colorblind. We'll fix that in a minute. And he is playing Terran to the southeast.
And I wouldn't be surprised if BlinG brought in maybe a Nexus first into this game, actually. It's a very good strategy on this map because a lot of Terran players do go gasless style barracks into an expansion, which DeMuslim has shown many times. It's one of his favorite builds on this map. BlinG may start to mold into how his opponent plays, and he's very good at doing that. We saw BlinG take Nexus first a lot of the time versus an opponent like Cass, who always goes Barrett's command center. So we'll have to see, does BlinG decide to take a risk, or will he play safer knowing that he does have that 1-0 lead?
I'm intrigued, certainly. TotalBiscuit is a map that he's done very well on in the past. I've seen him play some absolutely stellar games on this particular map, so I would not be remotely surprised to see that Nexus first there, especially considering that his opponent is, by the looks of it, just going for a standard 1 barracks wall-off with gas, so why would you not? There really isn't a big reason not to go Nexus first in that scenario. We're not seeing double barracks or anything along those lines, so he may rely on the fact that his opponent plays a very traditional style that he thinks he's got him figured out, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Nexus first here, and the question is, will DeMuslim be able to apply any pressure to it whatsoever?
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble here from BlinG, though, to go Nexus first. I mean, it is a decision that he's gone ahead and be like, alright, I'm going to take it. But we actually see DeMuslim taking gas here in a reasonable time, so he could actually throw down a factory very shortly now, as we see he's building a Marine straight away. And fortunately for DeMuslim, he's going to be able to scout first position.
That's crucial.
And he sees Nexus first. Really, really important there for DeMuslim. And he may be able to just change his build depending on what he scouted. He actually immediately throws down a Tech Lab now. Definitely, we're going to be seeing some pressure out here by DeMuslim, I'm sure.
And why not? Right? It's a perfect scenario in order to do that. He was fortunate that he was able to scout there first. And as you pointed out very accurately, BlinG is in a little bit of trouble here. The standard double gateway coming down behind that, knowing that he's got to catch up in terms of his army size after going for that Nexus first. Would love to try and take down this little pesky SCV as well. He's done some damage to it thus far. It could start building a bunker, but doesn't seem like it's going to be able to with that much damage done to it. Now the Tech Lab's completed, and it's just going to be nothing but Marauder out from DeMuslim at the moment. He's also looking to expand himself here.
Yeah, and I'm interested. DeMuslim's not really even going to take the option to try and pressure BlinG.
No.
I mean, he could get out there, he could do a little bit of damage with concussive shells before Stalkers come out, but we do have a lot of Chrono Boost saved up, and I'm sure that DeMuslim saw that. There's 70, 80 Chrono Boost now saved up for BlinG, and he can very easily double Chrono Boost Stalkers out now and actually deflect any early aggression. But now we actually see DeMuslim pushing out, but there is a single Zealot and two, the second Stalker's only just begun and now being Chrono Boosted out, so he's going to have two Stalkers and a Zealot by the time gets there, and that is actually enough to push back these two Marauders and Marines here.
Yeah, DeMuslim potentially missing an opportunity there to do a little bit of damage and harassment, as you had mentioned, but it looks like that Nexus First is now completely secure, and he is already reaping the benefits of that, and BlinG getting into a little bit of trouble there, taking all of his shield damage on that Zealot here. Pro's being pulled off the line because, hey, why not? Might as well. You're able to do some reasonable damage there. Throws it back, and that Marauder is the hell out of there, and minimal damage done. Honestly, a single probe was killed, and that was it.
Yeah, a single probe and a Stalker for two Marauders and a Marine. But DeMuslim does go into the base and see two additional gateways been added on, and BlinG doesn't really want to reveal that as he tries to kill and does kill. Look at that, 3 extra gateways. I think we're going to be seeing a 6 gate from BlinG here, and he throws down the 6th one as well, and he's taking a risk in himself, saying, is DeMuslim going to get Stim first, or is he going to go Combat Shield? And Stim is on its way. Oh no, he cancels it.
Wow.
He cancels Stim. What is he gonna...
What is he doing with that? What does he need that extra gas for?
He can't defend this without Stim, and he builds it and cancels it again. What is he doing? That's twice he's done that.
I don't know.
And this, holding a 6 gate without it, he actually decides to throw down additional barracks instead, and he actually could be in a lot of trouble right now. He's going to move out and maybe see this. If he sees it, it's obviously going to help, but without Stim and a single bunker, this actually could spell a lot of trouble right now, when we actually see the probe percussion has been cut now by BlinG. He's stuck at 35 and will remain on 35, and in comes the warp-ins. DeMuslim is going to be under a lot of pressure very shortly here.
No question about that. This map is known for 4-gate. It's also known for big gateway pressure pushes because, well, finding that pylon is actually pretty damn tricky. And if he pushes out there, he's going to end up getting killed. BlinG will pick off anything there. He even is going to try and slow down, and he manages to slow down the production of that bunker. Only 2 bunkers there. You really need at least 3 to be able to try and repulse something like this. This is going to be extremely difficult for DeMuslim to pull off. And now there's this wonderful window of over a minute where BlinG can have his wicked way right here with the UK champion. Let's see what damage he can do. Charges directly in at that bunker. All the SCVs pulled off the line to try and repair it. However, most of the mobile forces of DeMuslim have been sliced into pieces. The bunker is down. It transfers to the second bunker. But DeMuslim can warp in. In fact, BlinG can warp in another wave of units. He can't hold the bunker against that much damage. He's already taking significant economic losses, and there is the GG once again. And BlinG takes that one in an impressive and early sweep. Nasty stuff.
Wow. Oh my god. BlinG just comes out 2-0, 6 gates DeMuslim, knowing that that Stim is going to be later, and he's looking so convincing right now. I mean, would you have said that BlinG's just going to come in at 2-0? I mean, DeMuslim needs to compose himself right now, especially losing such a fast and rapid game in game number 2. He could very easily just snowball down right now, and he could be in a lot of trouble here, TotalBiscuit, unless he gathers himself back together.
I think that there were a couple of opportunities there he missed. He did see 2 more gateways being put down there. Perhaps he should have suspected that it would be a big 6, 7, or even potentially 8 gateway pressure build from his opponent. these his execution plays, this is what BlinG was known for when he first started off. It's pretty much all he did. These big 2-base, I kill you right now kind of plays. 6, 7, 8 gate pressure. Lots and lots of damage, looking to just go for a killing blow in one stroke. But as you said, that double cancel of the stim, very confusing decision. Obviously a mistake from DeMuslim one way or the other.
Yeah, he just seemed very indecisive with his, choices there. I mean, he was like, all right, do I get stim? No, I'm going to cancel it and throw around gateways. No, I'm going to get stim. No, I'm going to cancel it and get gateways. I mean, barracks, sorry. So it was like, you need to be so assertive with your decisions at this level of play, and especially when your opponent doesn't make a single mistake in a game and just goes for the kill. You can't just do that. I mean, he definitely has to change something around in this next game.
I certainly think so, honestly. I feel he also missed the opportunity to maybe do a little bit of early aggression, as he said there. He had a window where he could have done more damage than he did. When he did push in, it was too late. And that, to me, just seems like a straight-up timing error, because the build from BlinG was not unusual. Nexus first, followed by double gateway. The timings are set in stone. He could not have built it anywhere off of those timings. DeMuslim knows those timings. He is a player of the caliber that is well aware of those kind of things, but chose not to exploit it, even though he got that early scout. So I have to wonder what is going through his mind right now, especially with those little errors, and will this quick set of 2 maps already gone? And these were 2 maps that he chose, by the way. He chose Daybreak, and then he chose Tal'Darim. He's already lost 2 of the maps that he feels comfortable on. Will it be a snowball, or will he be able to rally and start to take the momentum back from the upstart? I guess we'll find out shortly. We're going to hop back over to the other server, and we'll be right back with game number 3.